That's better. Let's get...
Yeah. Hold on. Say something.
Hello.
Okay. I sound like fucking Robocop again.
I had to unmute that Twitch thing anyway, you know, when you mute the microphone. So I had to double check that. As we've got a couple of cars coming out. It looks like it's going to be Ross, the first one to set a time. A couple of guys opting for the mediums. Nibs, Curly, and of course Hound. Snorlax.
Yeah, I tried a medium run here, to be honest. More practice than anything, but yeah, wasn't great. I think the level of grip on track. I think unless you got a lot of pace at hand, the mediums is not great for qualifying here.
No, definitely not.
If you're anywhere around the midfield, I think mediums is just a waste of time. But that's my opinion.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree there. So, I'm definitely not quick enough to use the mediums, and like you say, there's just not enough grip on track unless you do have that extra bit of pace in hand. Just waiting for Ross to finish his outlap. He is now coming around the final corner.
How did you find the Friday night? What did you think of the track?
I quite enjoyed it, to be fair.
Yeah, I do like it. I do like the track. Couple of it's not a very technical track. There's a couple of places where you need to be on point with your braking, but I don't think it's the most difficult track in the world.
No, I agree. It's definitely not a difficult track, but like you say, any little margin of error, you are going to pick up a track limit. It is track limit central.
Yeah, I think the grip here is insane
Yeah, it,
compared to the likes of Miami.
I love that the sector 3, just the whole of sector 3, how quick and flowing it is, especially around the three right-handers.
I suppose it's a kind of a hard trade-off between straight line speed and downforce. You do need a lot of downforce for sector 2, but you do need a lot of straight line speed for sector 3, and a lot of, well, not so much sector 1, but you definitely need downforce, or you definitely need straight line speed in sector 3 and the pit straight. So hard one.
It certainly will be interesting to see how that one plays out, especially with the tyre wear around here, and obviously you take off a little bit of wing and you're going to be hit with a little bit more tyre wear. As Ross sets a 1:23.7, Dave a 1:23.5, also a 1:23.5.
I've no idea what the day is like, to be honest. I didn't even look at it. I looked at it in practice, but I don't look at my tyre wear at all during a race because it's a mental block. I can feel it in the car when they're starting to go off. That's about the size of it. I don't look at my lap times. I don't look at my wear. I just drive.
Yeah, I think it wasn't as bad as what it was. I think it might have been last year when we raced, last game, where the
Yeah.
deg was ridiculous. It wasn't as bad, but it was still pretty high. I'm very much like you. I don't massively look at it other than towards the end. I'm just interested to see what sort of tyre wear you had, as hindsight goes in there with a 1:22.5. Yeah, I'm always interested to see what it's like towards the end of the race if you've had a longer stint, just what the tyres are. But yeah, other than that, it's not ideal to be looking at your MFD all the time.
No. Just looking at the medium runners, that 124 from Harvey, I don't think that's good enough. Steve's is absolutely certainly not good enough. 24-3, I think, could be difficult. And Toxa has binned it?
Yeah, looks like that.
Where? Oh yeah, sector 1.
Yeah.
That's strange.
124.3.
But yeah.
Ooh.
We will have 20 drivers as well. Teabag is on the way. Just so everyone knows.
No worries. Just trying to pick up who's going to be next. D-Bag joined the party.
Not sure why, but
Maybe he thinks that's the game invite.
there he's gone. Yeah, invite sent Teabag. 12 minutes. You want to get... Yeah, he'll have a load of time to get 2 runs in. I think I was leaving the garage at around 9 minutes. For my second run.
Just trying to figure out who's going to be next across the line. It looks like it's going to be Curly. He'll be next on the mediums.
Kind of a difficult enough track to overtake on. Turn 1 is definitely your best opportunity. It's a very long straight, slipstream and DRS, bit of battery. It's definitely the easiest place to overtake. There's a couple of other areas as well, but you really need to be on point with your timing, and otherwise it's just going to end up in an incident. Simple as that, really.
I'm not sure what an overtake is.
You've not done it in a while?
No, I just seem to pick up positions from Carnage, so it's
my strategy since season 1.
It's been it's a great strategy to have. 5 or 6. It's brilliant.
Yeah, 125 dead from Curly. I don't think that's enough. I'm not sure. Is Harvey's 24-2 enough? I don't know. Looking at the guys that haven't set times, it could be, might be okay, but I don't know.
We've got a couple of more pacey guys still to set laps. So yeah, I'm not too sure on that one. I think they're going to need to go out again.
24-6 from Geezer. That is the McLaren of Airways, I believe.
Yeah, just on board with him now as he's come around the final corner. Another medium runner.
There's fuel lights on, so that was probably a burner lap as well. Don't like burner laps. 23 dead, that's certainly good enough on the mediums. I think Nibs and Airways on the mediums are certainly safe. Harvey, it's questionable. I'd be absolutely shocked if he doesn't go out again, but who knows. James Brown actually raced Tier 1 Friday night, and he looked pretty pacey, to be fair to him.
He jumped back in the pit after his first run because he invalidated, so we'll definitely see.
That's a disaster.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Game for 23-7.
It is easy enough to invalidate them 2 right-handers in Sector 1 just coming up to the sector split time for 2. They can be dodgy. The final left-hander as well. Yeah, the second last corner of that left-hander can get a bit sketchy on the exit as well.
Just trying to figure out who jumped in there. Oh, Oliver Ritchie jumped in there 122.6.
Yeah, I'm just looking at hindsight and Ritchie's time compared to the 2 medium runners, and they're probably not a million miles off it. Looking at, especially, after 4, 5, 6 tenths off it, so there is about 6 tenths between the mediums and the softs, so that's an interesting one. Bobo, your championship leader, is he not? Is he not? Did Captain Nibs take over last week?
No, Bobo got it back, I think. Did he not?
I am not sure. I will double check.
Yeah, I'm not 100%. As James Brown jumps in there with 123.2.
No, so Bobo's 6 points ahead of Captain Nibs in the championship battle. Harvey down in third on 94. This is round 9, so long ways to go yet. There's 5 races, but it is looking like a 2-way battle at the front. But Harvey's not a million miles away. all it takes is a DNF and a win to change the whole concept.
And as we saw last season, both me and Marshall struggled to get it across the line. We just kept
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
anything can happen in the last 5 races, so don't rule anything out, especially with tier 3.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. And there's a lot of pace around here, and there's a lot of improvements as well around the place. Guys improving all the time. It's a new game. We're 9 races. This is the ninth race of the season on the new game. So I'd imagine everyone is fully established now with the new game. So first season on a new game is always difficult. So
As Harvey is back out, but still on a medium, so he has gone again.
that's brave.
Yeah, he's now about to come around the final corner.
You see, this is what I don't
He's jumped back
yeah. I don't understand this because when you bring when you bring a second set of mediums to a race, you want them for the race. So like one lap on them is enough. If you put in a second hot lap and 4 in out laps, you're gonna have at least 10% wear, if not more, 15% on them tires. If you do need them for the race, I don't know. Does it just negate the whole idea? Gainful splitting the two medium runners there in P4 123 dead.
in.
Good time
Yeah,
from him.
he's saying he's done 3 laps on them tyres. I wonder whether that is.
It's gainful. That was 100% accurate.
That is very impressive. Teabag's on a lap now as well. So it might be close as to whether he gets another run in or not.
Yeah, it'll be close, very close.
That is a purple sector 1, but whether that's personal
Yeah,
best or
that's
actual
he's not.
pace.
That's his own green or his own purple sector. He doesn't have
Cool.
a time on the board yet, so all sectors will be purple for him as he goes into AOE and off track. Ooh,
Oh,
not ideal, but he will certainly have time now to get back in and get another run. But that's a set of tires gone.
Bobo is just come past him now. He's also on the mediums. So we'll see what Bobo does.
Yeah, them right-handers are just awesome, aren't they?
It's just such a lovely bit of track.
It's a disaster I'm on the T300 Trustmaster, and after about 10 laps you lose force feedback, so them right-handers with no force feedback is quite difficult.
Well,
That's like 23
I'm
dead
on.
from Bobo, yeah, so I reckon that's probably enough as well. Who's in P50, and Tox's time of a 24.3 is the time to beat, even though he's not in the session.
Teabag jumps back in. So he's going to have one shot and one shot only. Got a couple of people all coming out on outlaps. Looks like full send might be the next set time here. To be
I
honest,
think
I think he might be alright.
see if I'm just trying to work out the mentality here. Curly and Steve both did a run on the mediums and then sat in the pits for ages. They're on softs now, but they have only one crack at this. If they invalidate, they don't have enough time to set another lap. So, dodgy tactics, but who knows?
Each of their own, I suppose. Yeah, I'm not a big believer in the mediums, as we mentioned.
Yeah, look, as I said, I've started doing it, but I'm on track within the first 60 seconds, and I do go for my second run with enough time in case I do invalidate.
Just on board with Dave, he was half a tenth up after sector 1. He is now a tenth over after sector 2. Let's see whether he does improve through the third sector or not. And then we'll jump down the order and see if the guys towards the bottom can improve. Dave marginally improves but stays P9. So pint size is on a lap. Steve is almost 9 temps up through 2 sectors. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Curly improves by 8 tenths, but he is on the cusp in P15. Is Steve being invalidated, impeded, or what's the story?
Yeah. Car ahead was starting a lap.
Yeah, he might have got a toss up.
Yeah, he does improve. It puts the
Yeah, he
P9
jumps
at
up
the
to P9,
moment.
yeah. 23.4 from Steve, so that's a decent lap from Steve. And Curly is in the danger zone now with not enough time to get back round, so we will lose Curly.
Harvey is currently a second over, and he is in
I'm
the
not
danger
sure why
zone.
Clay and Geezer haven't exited the pits, as Clay is just out now. And Geezer's just back in, so we're going to lose Geezer as well.
So Harvey's backed out of that lap. Curly's letting them two through. Ross just coming out of the pits. Just trying to figure out who's on laps, who's not. James Brown is on a lap. He's just coming through sector 3, so we'll see what he can do.
Teabag losing the rear as well again, so we're going to lose Teabag unless he has enough fuel. He should have, if he's enough fuel, he'll have enough to go again, but if he doesn't, he is out of the session, just struggling with his grip. It's the same place he lost it in. Oh, and he's round again, nearly, kind of, and he is, yeah. Not sure what
So
Teabag's doing, but
I think,
anyway,
am I not correct that he's back on?
yeah, he was just spinning
Yeah.
around, probably lit up the rears.
So Curly, it appears, has gone again. Harvey's in the pit.
Ah, okay, Curly had enough, so don't think he has the battery, though. He
No.
definitely doesn't have the battery.
So this will need to be on pure pace. And he is 3 tenths up.
I have absolutely no idea what Teabag is doing. He's just spinning around the track. Just leave the tyres cool down, Teabag. Get back into the pits.
So Curly is about to finish sector 2, and he's 6 tenths up currently. So that will knock Harvey out.
Yeah, he's doing well with no battery or fuel.
Yeah.
This is where he's going to feel the effects of the battery now. He's going to lose time all the way from here to the end.
He just
I'm
needs to find
surprised
a
with Harvey, to be
tempo.
honest with you.
He
Clay
finds enough.
improving slightly as well, but not enough to make it through.
So Ross is the only other one on a lap, it looks like.
And Curly does knock out Harvey up to P13, so that is Harvey gone. It's all down to Clay now. He's 6 tenths up coming to the last corner, but he's going to need a lot more than that.
Yeah. Let's see what he can do then. Crosses the line of 1:24.6, puts himself P19. Stays
Yeah, big
P19
improvement
for him.
there from Clay, just not enough to do it. Ross was on a lap. He was up 2 tenths. He invalidated. Didn't really need to run anyway, but I suppose it's always one of them. If you're dodgy, you're better off giving it that extra run.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. So, just confirmation then. Hindsight of 1:22.5. Hollowell Ritchie a 1:22.6, and Nibs a 1:22.8 on the mediums. So we will be losing Teabag, Clay, Pint Tires, and Toxar Harvey.
See, this is the thing for me. Harvey's fastest lap was set on the mediums, and he's not going Q1. That's a that's problematic
It, it,
for
it
me.
did,
You know,
yeah.
you're giving away 4 sets of softs that you're never going to put a lap on, unless there's a safety car with 3 laps to go. Anyway, it's I suppose look, it's one of them things. It's a gamble.
Am I not correct that he's up there in the standings as well?
Yeah, he's P3. He's not a million miles off it. He's about 40 points off the top. So not
No
ideal for
idea.
him as we're nearly at the business end of the season. 5 races to go after tonight. Yeah, but we are at the business end of the season.
We are, yeah.
100%.
Some constructors as well is pretty close, I
Yeah, it
believe.
is. Harvey saying he proper messed that up. Yeah, you did. Clay saying
Yeah.
driver of the day incoming. I mean, yeah. You can go for it. Yeah, I suppose. Look, we got 5 races left after tonight, and we like the 3 championships are still very much open. Tier 2 and Tier 3 are kind of in and around a 2 horse race at this stage. But looking to Tier 1, it's that top 5. Any of the top 5 can definitely win that, and a couple of more behind with bags of pace as well wouldn't be ruling themselves out. So very tight again in CDR as it is every season. Constructors is tight as well. Obviously, we got 6 drivers per team, so there can be a massive shift in constructors week on week, but very tight again at the top and all the way through the field as people try and finish as high up as they can.
Well,
Bobo back out in the mediums. That's
it just goes to show that the system works when, like my team has. We hadn't been above third until probably the last 3 weeks. Now we've been top for the last 2. So it just goes to show that a couple of good performances within the team and it shifts very quickly.
yeah. Look, the pot system works. It's obviously with the new game. It's very difficult, and how tight some of the tiers are. I mean, top 5 here would be competitive in Tier 1, but it's just a scenario. You got 60 drivers and you have to divide them up into 320s, and there is that overlap. But I think we do a good job. The constructors is always close. The tiers are never ran away with, with 5 races to go. So, I mean, you could probably have 40 drivers of equal pace in 2 tiers, but
Yeah.
you'd have to leave out 20 drivers, and not really something we want to do. So all we can do is the best we can do after that. But the pot system works. It's proven. It's tried and tested. We've been doing it since season 2, but it does require attendance to be good.
Yeah, agreed. That is something that definitely does come to fruition when we do have a lot of absentees, but
And
again, it's not something that happens all the time.
I don't understand why we got Ross and then we got Bobo incredibly close behind. Steve is close enough behind. It's a long lap. I don't understand why you would compromise yourself getting so close to the car ahead. And you got a Red Bull of, I want to say, Captain Nibs. No, yeah, he's directly behind this as well. So let's hope they don't catch each other.
So I'm just gonna stay on board a sec with Nerf as he crosses the line. He sets a 124.4.
That's a
So
glitch anyway. Yeah.
definitely. Nibs are 122 flat. Airways 122.3. Ross on the mediums are 124 flat. Oliver Ritchie a 122.6. Steve a 124.2. Who else we got? We've got Osso, who's following one of the Astons, it looks like. So he's going to get a little bit of a tow. Chipden 123.9. Osso 123.4. Dave is coming around sector 3. Stand board Dave because he's going to be the next one to set a time. And that time is going to be a 123.7. Puts himself P5. It's a good time again from Dave. Showing a little bit more pace last couple of weeks, which was good to see. Bobo is on a lap. He's coming around the last couple of corners. Is on the medium tyre.
And he backs out. Not sure why.
Yeah.
That makes no sense at all.
Okie doke. Yeah, again, it's just wasted, what, 5 minutes?
Yeah, it's strange. He didn't invalidate, so it's a strange one to say the least. But yeah,
James
again putting another
Brown.
lap on the mediums as well, which is taking life out of him if he does need him for the race.
And with Deg being high, just 2 laps. Well, it's not even 2 laps, is it? Because it's 3 in Q1, 2 in Q2, so that's 5 laps on them. It's plenty of wear on them bad boys. James Brown a 1:23.6 in the end. Ralphie, it's just
Yeah, it's this left-hander here I find it the worst corner on the track.
it's a real difficult braking zone.
Yeah, it's difficult.
And to be fair, that like little hairpin before it isn't
Yeah,
great either.
grip isn't great there.
It's horrendous, absolutely horrendous. Ralphie's coming around the final corner, might get a bit of a tow from the car ahead. Crosses the line, sets a 1:23.3, puts himself P4. Hindsight then, has just started his lap.
James Brown, I think. Is he on track? He's on an in lap, yeah. Okay.
Nibs retired, so he thinks he's safe. We've got a couple more guys coming out for outlaps. Gameful, Ross and Snorlax. We'll jump on with them guys in a moment. Just stay on board with Hindsight as he finishes Sector 2.
Yeah, no idea how Gameful didn't invalidate. He went really far off the track, and he's in fifth into turn one. It's fourth, I believe, and downshift to fourth. Then for the next left-hander, he stayed in fifth, just seeing massive amounts of understeer. So
I noticed this on Friday. This track is really inconsistent with its track limit sometimes.
yeah,
Like there's some corners on here that you can absolutely abuse the track limit, essentially drive off the track and not get a warning for.
yeah. I had 2 warnings myself Friday night. The second one, I'd say, wasn't even halfway point in the race. So on a track that can be easy to get limits, it's difficult. It's track limit central, though. To be fair.
It is, yeah. But like I say, the game was a bit weird in certain places. I don't know whether that's just given a little bit of leniency, but again, you'd think that it would just give you it. But yeah, I ended up getting 2 warnings in the last 5 laps of the race. So I managed to do quite well, but once them tyres start to go off, it's not easy at all. To keep the grip in the high speed corners. Gameful, I guess it was a burner.
Yeah, I tried the undercuff Friday night. It was absolutely terrible. Didn't work at all.
Yeah, I think I remember you saying, because I think I'd done the opposite in
Yeah,
Tier 2 and stayed out, and it worked out for me quite well.
yeah. I think it's just one of them tracks where you go into the hards. They're not up to temperature, and it is a track where a lot of grip is required. So you just lose on that outlap, and that is North Pack with a purple sector one. What's going on here? And that's a genuine purple
Oh,
sector one as well. So funny actually, with the new ERS system for qualifying, where people decide to use the battery, and everyone seems to have their own little theory or thought process on it.
Nav was 2 tenths up. Yeah, it certainly is interesting. I personally don't actually know how to use it myself properly or where to use it. No, then 7/10 improvement, but still a 1:23.7, puts himself on the cusp of the drop zone. But I do enjoy the new ERS system, especially in the
Yeah,
race.
do you know what? It changes it up, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Gives you a bit more, just a bit more tactical in
Yeah,
the
definitely.
races. Because you know that after 10 laps, if you drain the battery, you're not going to have any left for the rest of the race, or you're going to be recharging for the rest of the race. If you want to deploy and then recharge,
Yeah,
you've
like
got that
I
option.
obviously I've never driven an F1 car, but I'd love to know how realistic it is compared to last year's game mode. I mean, considering that real drivers are consulted in the game, you'd imagine it's pretty realistic, or close to it anyway.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. Definitely. The Bobo is on a lap, and the sector splits look quick. Just come around the final corner now. This does look quick. 1:22.3. Puts himself P2 currently.
Oh no! Chip Hazard was up 6 tenths. Justin Valdez at the second last corner ran slightly wide onto the exit curb, and he's going again.
He is, yeah.
Yeah, mightn't have got back out, but very, very slow onto the pit straight, so he's going to lose bags of time there in sector one.
Unless he thinks he's got enough fuel.
Yeah, he's actually recharging, so
Yeah.
he must have enough fuel to go again. Actually, I never do that. I just have this thing in my head: the car's overweight. Um, yeah, I tend not to invalidate my final runs, to be honest. But yeah, I'm probably too reserved to invalidate.
Yeah, I don't like going out with too much fuel. But then again, when you don't make it out of Q2 these days, don't really matter
Yeah,
what you do.
that's the prize for winning a title.
Yeah, thanks very much.
You're welcome.
No, it is good. Like you say, there is a big overlap. I think I sit currently P3, P4 in my driver's standing, so it goes to show that you're not going to be going from tier 3 and being straight out your depth. There is an overlap there, so
As
it is
Oliver
good.
Ritchie beats my final run in Q3,
I know,
my time at
I
22 dead
know.
was my final time in Q3, and he sets at 21.9.
Yeah,
A lot of these boys will be not racing here next season, if at all possible.
Jesus. I'm not actually too sure how far that would be off the pole lap, to be honest. And tier 2, very, very good time. Dave is on a lap, he's coming around the final corner now. This session has seemed to have flown by as well.
Yeah, has defo, and he's up a half a tenth as well. So, and he needs it. He's in P12. Where can he go? Puts himself P7 at
P7.
23.1. Steve
Still,
up 6 tenths as well, and he also needs that. Currently sitting in P11. Northpack's in the pits. He is out.
see, it's great that the boys are giving each other a toe, the house boys, but I
Oh,
think
Curly
I
racing to the line.
feel like this could be. Did he make it? He did.
I think so. It was tight.
It looks like he did.
If that fucking caution sector 1 and 3 went off, I'd be able to see, but yeah, he made it in
Yeah, he
plenty of
made
time.
it, yeah. So there's the house boys are rather close to each other. That could
Yeah, they are. That's
that
not ideal.
that could hinder Steve.
Probably not too bad where he is, but if it gets any closer, it definitely will.
Ross is 6/10 up currently, and that could be enough. Who jumped up there? Did you see? Chip maybe.
Yeah, Steve is over, so James Brown is in danger here, and he's finished. So let's see what Ross can do.
This looks good from Ross.
Does
Just
knock James
about.
Brown out. Steve out as well. Doesn't improve on that lap. Yeah.
Osso's 4/10 up though. And this is good. This could be good enough for P6.
Yeah, Curly, a
P8.
couple of tenths up as well.
Curly. There we go. Yeah, it's Curly's about to come around the final corner.
So Chip could be in danger. Let's see what Curly can do. I think he needs a bit more than this, but let's see.
Lost a rear.
Oh,
3/10.
doesn't do enough. He doesn't. He's
No.
about 3 tenths off it, so that is Curly gone as well.
So, that is your...
Chip Hazard getting away with invalidating there, just about.
Not ideal for James Brown either. So yeah, we are going to be losing then, it looks like. Nerf back, Curly, Steve, James Brown and Ross. With Oliver Ritchie setting a really decent time there over 1:21.9. Nib's not too far behind though, 1:22 flat.
Yeah, I think this is one of the biggest gaps in a session I've ever seen in Tier 3, over a second between P1 and P6. Yeah. Back 1 second there, bud.
Yeah, no worries, bud. Yes. Usually the gaps are a lot less than that, to be fair. Usually about 8/10 between the top 12. It's just confirmation then we will be losing Nerfback, Curly, Snorlax, James Brown and BDF Ross. With Oliver Ritchie, Nibs and Bobo taking P1, 2 and 3 respectively. This could be an interesting Q3 session between the top 3. So we'll see what happens. Alright, here we go then. Q3 is underway. Let's see who the first one out on the lap is. Look like it's going to be Bobo to set the first time here in Q3.
Yeah. Nobody on the mediums anyway.
Nope, not yet.
uh, Pole prediction.
Wouldn't like to say. I think it's gonna be Bobo.
I agree.
I think it's gonna be Bobo. I think it's gonna be Bobo, Oliver, Richie. I think
Nibs,
Nibs.
Airways.
Yeah, I think Nibs is gonna have a shout. Airways hasn't really showed his true pace yet, so it'll be interesting to see what he can do as well.
Yeah, look, as I said, I think the only one that might challenge them is, in my opinion, is Nib. Is Hindsight. He's had a very couple of very good laps in the earlier sessions, but let's see where we are in 9 minutes and 28 seconds.
Yeah, I agree. 'Cause it doesn't matter whatever we say, it doesn't seem to happen that way, does it?
No.
No. Tier 3.
My God, also a boss on fucking Q3. Just realised that. Something wrong there.
Oh, he is at the top. Wow.
Yeah.
The glitch.
Strange. Yeah, must be a glitch.
The glitch. I think that's the safety car, isn't it? That's not papaya, that's yellow.
That's, yeah, green, isn't it? Safety car is green.
No, on the game is yellow, I'm pretty sure.
I'm 99.999% sure it's green.
No, not the actual car, the icon's yellow. The actual little dot is yellow.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I was going to say, I've hit this.
Don't start on me,
Yeah,
bro.
Jesus Christ, look at that from Bobo.
Yeah, I know. I didn't really
That
want to
is,
mention it.
that's
Mental.
3/10 faster than my final run. Yeah, you're getting shafted next year, lads. So enjoy it. You've got 5 races after tonight.
Nibs, another one. He's not too far off. 2/10. 121.8. Airways a 122.2. Oliver Ritchie a 122.5. Also Bosso, Bert Mylander 123.3. Full Send Dave at 124.0. Full Send making Q3. Good to see. Who's going to be next? Ralphie. 123 dead. Chip Hazard. 123.3. Game
I'm surprised everyone went out so early, to be honest. Hindsight is on an outlap. He's the only guy that doesn't have time on the board.
Yeah.
Is he going to look to try and get some sort of a toe off of Nibs, I wonder? He's not. Ah, sorry, Nibs is behind him.
Yeah.
I was on with the wrong one. What a strange line from Hindsight.
Yeah. It's just asking for a track limit. Brilliant.
Again, staying in 5th through turns 1 and 2. It was 4th for me. I don't know about you, but it was down to 4th, up to 5th through 1, and a fast downshift to 4th for turn 2.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I took it 4th. Just want to see what game falls up to. Oh, he's invalidated anyway. So it doesn't matter too much.
Tell you what, it looks like a tasty lap from Captain Hindsight so far anyway.
Yeah, it does.
I can't believe how much of the track he's using on the left hand side.
He is opening that corner right up, isn't he?
Oh, 7 through there as well. Wow. Looks like a nice lap, but he's definitely a 22, if not lower. It's a 22.6 from Hindsight, puts in P5 provisionally.
Gainful has gone again. He's two
And he's
tenths
purple
up.
sector 1 as well.
Yeah, he's 2 tenths up through the first sector.
That's not a line I've seen through that section of track. That's a lot of curb on the left. I was absolutely terrified of it.
What, on the tricky braking zone corner?
Yeah, that little
Yeah.
left-hander, I just didn't go near that curb. Tasty looking lap from Gainful. I didn't get a second 2
It
split
was
time on how much he was up, but
8 seconds up.
looks nice.
Yeah,
That's a
he's 8
cracking lap
seconds up.
from Gainful. That's a quick lap from
Uh,
Gainful. I
it
didn't think
is.
he'd be up there, but he is. With respect, obviously.
No, I'm sure a lot of these lads take that nothing but respect, to be fair. Nibs.
Yeah, Nibs has gone early as well. Not
He
waiting for track
has.
evolution.
I
Oh no, he's on
will.
an in lap. Hey, no, he was on an out lap.
He was.
He did an out lap and then came back in. I don't know why, but
Fuel,
he did.
maybe? Does he
Fair enough.
think that he might be better off doing a...
Ottawa Richie just starting his lap.
Yep. Airways as well as another one that's on an outlap. See what Oliver Ritchie's first sector split is. Another
Oh, he
one
needs to change
fifth.
his ERS. He's on medium. Does he realise that? Yeah, he does. But that's going to cost him. I did the exact same thing on
I've done
Friday
it
night. I
again.
wonder is it a glitch and he's in medium again. Mine went back to medium and I couldn't understand why. Needs to be on hot lap and he does. He purple sector 1 even with that issue. Is that just a different tactic? Is he
I
staying on medium to the maybe?
less burn. It's probably less burn of your ERS. Instead of it burning obviously constantly, you probably get it a little bit more recharge when under braking. You're gonna have more to use, maybe.
Yeah, he's on hot lap there now again. And now he's back on medium and he's purple sector 2, so it's fucked up, but it's working.
He's 5 tenths up, so he's currently good enough for P3, but let's see what you can do around this last corner. Because look how much ERS he's got left to play around with, even though obviously he's 5%. So 121.8.
I gotta be honest, I've not seen anybody use
No,
ERS like that.
no, that was. I say it was strange because I've never seen it, but it's effective. You put
Yeah,
it in
and
laps like that.
he's done now again, so it's second row at best for Ottawa Richie.
So Airways
Nibs in the
was
pits.
a couple of tenths
Nibs
up.
is coming back out, so he's fine. Be pretty tight by the time he gets around. He won't want to delay on this old lap.
Airways of 121.8 puts himself P3. Chip, did he just cross the line? Or is he going again? Looks like he's going again.
I'll tell you what, Nibs and also really need to get around here. Going to be very tight. Definitely for
They,
Osso, I think. Oh, Jesus. It'll be tight for Nibs, but I think for Osso, going to be tight. Not going to be last left on the timer anyway. He does have
no.
free track ahead of him, but yeah, let's see how this one plays out.
Chip is 2 tenths up currently. We will keep a little eye on Mr. 3 Seconds himself, Osso Bosso.
Yeah, the issue Nibs has here is Gainful's in front of him. It's going to be tight. I'm not
Gamble
sure
is
if
on an
Osso can get
outlap.
around. Might be wrong, but
50 seconds. Sector. Don't know. This next sector is pretty quick, in it? So that's probably the only thing that will help him out. The problem with Nibs now is he's going to be way too close to Gameful. Gameful is on an outlap.
yeah, and he's going to have to leave a gap. I mean, he's a half a second quicker
Chip,
currently, so
6 tenths improvement. Hindsight is 3 tenths up. through the first sector.
Jesus, that's close from us. So 10 seconds left on the timer.
Oh,
He timed that perfectly. That is the
mental.
maximum track evolution that's available. Oh, Gainfield's had a big moment.
Dave crosses the line, 7/10 improvement, puts himself P9 currently. That drops also to P10.
Bobo fractionally up in his time.
Did Gainford's little
Yeah, he's
incursion,
gone. He's off. He's
yeah,
out. He's out of the way.
Nibs
Nibs
isn't
fractionally
really,
up. Bobo
yes.
fractionally down, and then back up again.
Oh, he's come around the final corner. So quickly, oh, he's very wide. I'm very surprised
That
that
was
was
close.
not,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's fucking ridiculous.
1:21.5. Wow.
That's a half a second quicker than my final run.
100%. Nibs is now about to finish sector 2, so let's see what he can do. He's a 10th up. He's got to find another 2/10 for pole. Chip full send. Also is marginally up as well. Nibs come around the final corner. And it's
My
gonna be,
God,
yeah, it's gonna be P2. But look at
Jesus.
that for a margin. Wow.
I'd be pissed. I'd be pissed if that was me.
What's that?
2 thousandths of a
2000s?
second.
Wow.
Yeah, that is insane.
Mental. That was just the lack of gain in sector 1 for Nibs.
Fully agree with you. Also, these times are insane.
Yeah, mental, aren't they?
That top four, they
Mental.
ain't going to be tier 3 next season. That's for sure.
Top
Uh,
5.
yeah, well, it's quick from hindsight, but like, hindsight's been slow with respect again. He's just, the last couple of weeks in particular, the pace just has come out of nowhere. Like, he's
Sandbag.
less than a half a second off of Bobo's pace. And Nibs,
Sandbagger.
he's not too, yeah. He's a prick is what he is.
Yeah, 100%. Agreed. Mental, absolutely crazy times set there in Q3. I weren't expecting them sort of times, to be fair.
No.
That was very special. I will be back in 2 seconds. I'm just gonna grab a
Yep.
drink. So just confirmation then, Bobo P1, Nibs P2, Airways P3. Be back in a minute.
Yeah, I will be back myself in a second. let's have a look and see what tyres people are on. Everybody on either a medium or a hard. We got Curly, Harvey, Pint Size Geezer and Teabag on the hards. The rest opting for the mediums. One stop strategy, medium to hard, lap 13, hard to medium, lap 15, or thereabouts. Two stop also available, but I'm not sure how quick it is, to be honest.
Sorry about that, guys. Didn't realise they were going to be that quick.
Yep, all good, bud.
So you run through the tyres?
Yep, covered.
Lovely.
Ah, that's not good for
Yeah,
nibs.
that's not ideal.
Yeah,
Just trying to see how far that's
that
putting back.
3 or 4 feet can make a
Yeah.
huge difference.
I can see it on stream, yeah, that is. Especially when you've got someone like Airways when you're outside into turn 1.
Just waiting for the last few laps.
Good stuff from the guys there, nice spacing on the formation laps. It's good to see. I'm going to ride on board with Airways then.
Yeah,
See
I'll leave you
what
take it.
happens. Just waiting for 5 red lights are out and away we go. It was a decent enough start from Nibs, it looks like. On the inside he's going to be ahead of Airways into turn 1. Oliver Ritchie down the inside of Airways. Airways doesn't fight it too hard, sensible. Hindsight, looks like he's been passed by Gameful. Chip passing Ralphie.
Decent start to the race, Harry, to be
Yeah,
fair.
has been. Yeah, very, very clean. Very, very clean. Oh, it's just a little
Ooh,
spin.
that's not ideal.
Not sure who that was. It looks like Harvey. It was Harvey, yeah. He's lost an end plate as well. That's really not ideal for Harvey. And that is the issue of being a quicker driver but starting somewhere perhaps maybe out of position.
Yeah, a lot of guys out of shape here.
As James Brown is hugging the back of Osso, we're going to jump back on. Really, Osso?
Yeah, pretty sure North has wing damage.
Osso
Might
picks
be
up
wrong, but
3 seconds worth of penalties, not even after 1 lap.
for fuck's sake.
I'm not even joking.
Classic Osso.
Wow, amazing. Can't let it go for one race. As Nibs looks around the outside of Bobo, which is going to turn to the inside for turn 2. Bobo doesn't fight it too hard. So that's now Libs taking the lead. As Oliver pulls out to have a little look, but thinks better of it. Got a bit of a train forming up from P1 down to P8. Then there's a few gaps appearing, few little battles going on.
Yeah, DRS is overpowered here on the pit straight, so
Yeah.
Nib's going to want to try and break that if he can.
As we've lost Teabag, it appears. Here's a little spin, it looks like. He's got all his wings still intact. Very bunched
Oh,
up here.
Clay's had an issue as well. Clay's dropping down the order.
He is, yeah, it looks like he got going again just before Teabag could arrive. So there's about a 6-tenth gap between Bobo and Nibs coming out the final corner, but that is going to be eaten away rather quickly. Airways is rapidly approaching the back of Oluwa, but that is a wicked camera shot. I don't think I've seen that one before.
Yeah, Chip in hindsight going at it as well. Ralphie sitting behind this as well. It's so tight at the front.
So,
And, well, it's kind of tight everywhere. Gaps everywhere. Couple of guys breaking out of DRS now.
what I noticed on Fridays, the front runners, because they were pushing so hard to create gaps, their tyres obviously started to die a lot quicker. So,
Yeah, that is the
it,
flip side of it.
it
100%.
although these appear like big gaps after 3 laps,
Safety car is unlikely here, but not impossible.
no. Oliver is really starting
Yeah,
to
that
push
front
it.
five are just breaking away now.
Yeah. So let's see what happens here. Bobo, I'd imagine, is going to go on the attack because he's being attacked from Oliver. So Bobo then, no, decides to sit behind this time.
Yeah, I like that. It's good driving.
Yeah,
Tempted to make a
definitely.
late move up the inside, but doesn't. Thinks better of it. Appreciate that kind of driving, to be honest.
It's just very intelligent, but I would expect nothing less, to be fair, from someone of Bobo's class.
It's funny. There's a couple of gaps in the field, but there's like loads of little mini trains going on.
Yeah, I was just trying to have a little look at what else is going on, to be fair, because that front five just seemed to be settling into a bit of a rhythm. Ralphie trying to line up a move on hindsight, but hindsight is going to have the DRS from Chip.
Be interested to see how this strategy plays out with the hard runners. You know yourself, come lap 12, then mediums will be not too happy. So a safety car around the medium window would absolutely screw the hard runners, and that's why I never run them ever. Did it 2 or 3 times and got fucked over every
Yeah,
single time.
I mean, if there's going to be a track where you can get away with it, it is going to be now. It is going to be today.
Ooh, has Airways had an issue there, or is it just game for making an
I
overtake?
think it might have been game for just making an overtake. I wasn't on board with that little battle. I was just on board with the hindsight Ralphie Chip one. We jump back on board with front five then. T-Bag picks up 3 seconds for track limits.
Yeah, it's just been a
Oh,
bit of a disaster for Teabag. Joining late, issues in quali, and had that little spin, and he's 15 seconds off with a 3 second time penalty. Safety car could change things. That's why you should never give up hope. Gainful needs to up the pace here a small bit, or he's going to be out of DRS. Back to 7 tenths now, to be fair, but
Airways will be looking to make that move. If he does, try and sling himself back onto the back of that pack. But 6 tenths now,
it's
so
quite a sweaty race actually, isn't it?
yes.
It's
Oh,
fairly intense.
James Brown picks up 3 seconds as well. Yeah, agreed. It's so much concentration just on, like, say, the track limits and stuff like that. Airways, yeah, I'm
Oh,
not
that
sure on
was
that one.
naughty from Gainful. That
Yeah,
was naughty from Gainful.
yeah, that was pretty unnecessary.
Yeah.
Yeah, Airways loses a front wing end plate. Yeah, I don't like that sort of defending, to be honest.
And he has lost his in play.
Yeah, he
That's
has, yeah. Pick that one
yeah.
up, yeah. If there's going to be anyone to pick up an end plate, it's going to be Airways. So hindsight then, down the inside of Ralphie. Ralphie fights this one, and then gives it up. They have now dropped out the back of DRS of Chip as well. It's not ideal for them two guys. Gameful is falling off the back of Oliver. I wonder whether Gameful has a bit of damage, maybe. Doesn't look like it, but he has. Oh, as he goes off track.
It's not a track where you want wing damage. You do need all of your wing.
Especially
And
in that high
Airways is
speed
staying
section.
out. Yeah, definitely. Airways is staying out, so he's going to try and suffer the pain as Bo eventually gets through.
Just need to find my charge cable. As T-Bag picks up another 3 seconds.
Yeah, it's them two right-handers in Sector 2. That's our Sector 1. That's where your limits are coming from, I would suspect.
It's just so many places that just you miss the apex marginally, and you know that on the exit you're going to be going
Yeah,
wide.
absolutely, yeah.
It's, like you say, I agree exactly with your definition. Such a sweaty track.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, with another 3 seconds, he loves a penalty, that boy. Front three are now starting to get racy with each other, which is now starting to bring Gameful back in. But Gameful picks up 3 seconds, which could hinder him. Nibs appears to be lining up a move now on Bobo.
Yeah, he should get it done handy enough. Won't even need battery, I'd say.
I think Oluwa's about
And
to make
Bobo
it.
doesn't defend
3
either.
wide.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Oh, Richie coming out of nowhere.
So that's Oluwa making it past Bobo. Bobo losing them 2 positions, but
Yeah, Airways had enough of that wing as well, which I fully understand.
hard for, what's that, 21 laps?
They'll be gone by the end, but oh dear, for a penalty as well.
It certainly is doable. As Ralphie's still trying to make it past Hindsight. Hindsight, a bit of a weird one, wasn't it? His shoe pace and quality, and then lost that position at the start and doesn't really appear to be making too much progress.
Ooh, and Toxa with a massive spin through that second right-hander in Sector 1. Just about holds onto it. Thought he was in the barrier there, but just about holds onto it. The mediums will be... You'll be starting to feel the mediums now, Harry. Definitely. Lap 8, heading for lap 9 as a yellow flag. Is that Airways? It
I
is.
think so, yeah. I think he might have had
But
a...
nothing seems to be wrong, so... Yeah.
I'm not sure whether he might have had a little spin there, to be fair. Not ideal. Really not ideal for Airways, obviously, but Oluwa going down the inside of Nibs. Nibs gonna try and hang it around the outside. He's gonna give that one
Yeah,
up.
good driving from them.
Yeah. Oh, as Nibs almost clatters the back of him though.
That is Teabag again.
Yeah.
Teabag is having a torrid time of it. Snorlax, Steve,
Steve.
pulls the plug. He's gone in very early. I'd be shocked if he doesn't have wing damage. It is far too early to pit.
T-Rag 3
He
seconds.
does have wing damage. As Harvey's in as well. He also has wing damage. I believe that's probably from the earlier contact.
Oh. As Dave gets caught out a little bit by Osso, which then brings James into the back of Dave. Luckily, doesn't look like there's any damage between them lot. They all come away unscathed. Ralphie has been sitting behind Hindsight for probably the last 7 laps. Just appears like he's happy to sit there, to be fair. Doesn't look like he's making any sort of rush. Oluwa Richie has broken the DRS, it's saying, of
Yeah, whoa,
Nibs.
that pace is insane.
Bobo has also dropped out the DRS of Nibs. And Gameful is
Them mediums,
back
they're
in.
probably feeling them mediums at this point.
I am very surprised at how quick that gap has opened up though, because it was only the last lap that
Oh, teabag again.
T-Bag's gone again. Yeah, it's only last lap that that Bobo lost 2 positions.
Bit of a strange one, and Gainful is on the back of him as well. He's just dipped out of the RS, but he's back in again. If Gainful can get on the back of this, it could get interesting. Bobo with no DRS.
Bobo, yeah, is teetering on the edge. Nibs is doing the same.
They're all teetering.
Yeah,
Nibs is just back in now.
he's got a
And this is the
corner.
issue: if you're ahead and you rinse your battery to try and break it, and they still get it, it does compromise you.
Oliver, I think, has just done enough there not to give him DRS.
Yeah,
But
Bo and
Bobo
Gainful
did
do
get
have
it.
it. That yeah.
That's interesting. Although Nibs has got himself back in just on the pure slipstream.
Yeah, Oliver needs to be careful now. He was under 20% battery, so that's definitely going to be affecting his top line or his top end speed.
30% now, so yeah, the other 2 around him. Bobo's on 60, Gameful's on 30, Nibs on 30, so yeah.
I'll be back there in 1 second, bud.
No problem, mate. Bobo seems like he's in a pretty good position at the moment. And Toxa makes it past Nerf. So I'd imagine that we might see a few people starting to pit, thinking about undercuts, stuff like that, but the undercut doesn't seem to be that powerful, to be fair, around here. So strategy will play a big part in this, I would imagine. Gameful has dropped off the back of Bobo now. Bobo back within the DRS of Nibs. Nibs back in the DRS of Oliver. Hindsight picks up 3 seconds for track limits. I will put the penalties up for you guys just in a moment. Gameful pulls the plug then. He's gone early. And he is jumping onto the hard compounded tyre. Where is he going to filter back out? Looks like he could filter out just behind James Brown. May even be in Toxa and Nerf. That could hurt him. That is going to hurt him. Sitting behind Nerf and Toxa, so he needs to clear them to ASAP. Airways looks like may have made it past Clay. Airways has pit. Looks like he's going to try a recovery drive. Teabag for another 3 seconds worth of penalties.
2 T-Bags going for disqualification, I think.
Yeah, I think he's going for a record.
Yeah, he's having a bad day at the office. And he's... Oh, Jesus, nearly went round again. Do you know what? Fair play. He's still going.
100%. Yeah, I respect that.
Absolutely.
So Gameful pulled the plug, but is now stuck behind.
Oh, Nibs! He just rammed Oliver up the arse into the pits. I have absolutely no idea how they both got away without a penalty there. But they did.
Yeah, it's not ideal. But yeah, so Gameful got stuck behind them, Toxa and Nerf. So I think that's why these guys have decided to jump in, cover off that.
This is mental on the exit.
Yeah, this isn't going to be
We're going to have a run into turn 1 here.
This is going to be interesting here. Who's the last one there? Bobo. Nerf goes down the inside of him, Toxa.
Yeah, Bo's after losing out big time here. I have no idea why he's 2 seconds.
Gameful's trying to make it 3 wide. That is not advisable, Gameful. We know you're quicker, but make the move sensibly. And Toxa with another 3 seconds. again, this is the thing with being the quicker driver. You are not entitled to that position.
Absolutely not.
So this is absolutely destroying Gameful's hopes of getting onto the back of Bobo, Nibs and Oliver. I think
Yeah,
that's
but
a
I
slow
just don't know
start.
how did Bobo lose 2 seconds in the pits?
I think he got caught out. There was other people coming into the pit as he was about to exit, so I think he might got held. Which again,
I don't know
isn't
about you,
ideal.
but my releases are terrible. I don't know why. Sometimes it holds me there, pull in the clutch, leave the clutch out, and it still holds you there.
Yeah, I
No idea
agree.
why, but...
I agree.
Oh, hindsight's in again! Why?
Don't think he did pit. Did he? Let's have a look at
Oh,
the
sorry,
stocks.
Nibs. I thought Nibs. Nah, forget it. The Red Bulls and the two captains are confusing the shit out of me.
I was like, hold on a minute.
Yeah.
I don't think he's pit. That makes sense. I think T-Bag might have had a bit of an issue again. Ralphie sitting on the back of Airways at the moment. Airways back up to 6th. But obviously does have a lot older tyres than the guys around him.
It's not ideal for Bobo, no. He's out of
No,
the RS. He's 2 seconds off the guys ahead. He's losing time. He's 2.5 seconds off. Does he have damage? He
I
can't have
wonder.
damage.
I wonder whether he did get damage from. Did he smack into the back of Nibs?
I don't think so. But he's losing time, and it's
He
the
is.
issue here is you got DRS as well for Nibs, so these front two are just going to slingshot each other along the track.
Doesn't look like he's got damage. Yeah,
Fucking
it's an
Airways back
interesting
up to
one.
P6.
I know, yeah, I did just say, yeah. It's a good recovery drive from him. And it looks like he's going to be starting to get back into the DRS of Chip anytime soon. So Nibs makes the move on Oliver. Airways fastest lap 1:25.2.
Ooh!
Oh, that could be interesting.
Ralphie has pit and quit.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
I
thought we
thought,
could have had a safety car there.
yeah, so did I. I was going to say that has just saved Bobo, but not quite this time around. Bobo needs to hope that these two battle hard in the later laps.
Yeah, he's clawing it back in a small bit now, to be fair, but I just don't understand. I don't understand this. Ross into the pits. What's he in for? For fuck's sake. That's a... Ross got held in the pits behind Ralphie's coasted car that was sitting right next to his pit box. Definitely cost him 3 or 4 seconds there. That's why we don't like pit and quitting.
Yeah, it just causes so many unnecessary issues.
Oh!
Oh, yeah, we're reacting to the same thing. That is
Yeah.
3 second time penalty for Oliver Ritchie. That has potentially just killed his chance at a race win. The P2 is not out of the question.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd just be... If I'm Nibs now, I'm just leaving him off.
Yeah. And in an ideal world, Nibs would like Oliver Ritchie finishing behind him instead of Bobo for the championship.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely so.
This is
Bit of tactical duress is needed here.
100%. That is a heartbreak for Oliver, though. He looked in a really good position to challenge for a race win today. Again, it's not out of the question, but it's a lot more difficult than what it would have been. Position changes for you guys then. Ross down 7. Airways down 3, obviously. It's the Snorlax down 3. Pint size up 7. Curly up 6. Does Curly pit yet? I'm not sure. Chip up 3, so they're just the most notable ones. Yellow flag, that's Teabag. So Curly's yet to stop. Pint side's yet to stop. Teabag yet to stop. As Oliver takes the fastest lap. Didn't see what the fastest lap was though. And they are starting to bridge that gap to Bobo. Look how much Gameful lost though by having to sit behind Antoxa and Nerf. He pitted
Yeah.
around 1.5 seconds behind these guys, and obviously he's now 9.5 seconds behind.
Yeah, that's look. Unfortunately, we don't have race engineers, so you know you can't pit or you can't find yourself back into open track. You just do the best you can.
Yeah.
He's not going to know where drivers are when he's on the exit, so just one of those things. But yeah, definitely costly for Gainful.
That is the beauty of league racing, though, especially at this sort of level. It's only you and you to blame if anything goes wrong. Teabag another 3 seconds.
Jesus,
He must be
Teabag.
close. 24 seconds.
He is. He's one more penalty away from it.
Oliver. No, Nibs looks like he's going to make the move on Oliver. He does. Down the
Oh,
inside.
last thing you want here, no, is contact.
And the last thing these guys want is to start bringing Bobo back into play.
Yeah, definitely, especially when that gap is 3 seconds now, as Teabag has finally had enough, I would suggest.
Not yet.
No, he's not.
Good work.
He has 34 seconds of penalties. He's had wing damage, yeah, so... You know what? Fair play to Teabag.
Yeah.
He's kept going. He's having an absolute stinker. But he's kept going.
Who's that? Clay. Clay had a little bit of an issue. He's got going again. Bobo is reining these two in a little bit.
I think Clay has damage out of that.
Yeah, the gap between Nibs and Bobo going at the start of the lap was 3.4. It's now dropped to 2.8. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that one.
Yeah.
Nibs also...
I think Nibs just needs to be clever here.
He does, yeah, because he's getting a little bit aggressive with them curbs in terms of placement. It'd be interesting to see whether he has any penalties or any track limits or not.
Yeah, they've got a Haas ahead of him as well, who I believe is Ross. Ross needs to get out of the way here fairly quick.
Yeah, agreed.
And he does, fair play.
Yeah, well done.
Good driving from Ross.
Very well done. As Oliver is off the track again.
I think that's what people don't realise. Yeah, the car is ghosted, but it's only for racing. I mean, when you're like the car's behind, you'll still get DRS. You'll still be affected by dirty air. It's not ghosted in reality. It's just ghosted on screen. The car is still there on track, and the cars behind will feel the full effects of driving in that dirty air. So, good stuff there from Ross.
Yeah, it is. And it's really not ideal when you're having to drive through a car, either when you're in the middle of a battle.
No.
Which we have obviously seen in the past. As Chip picks up 3 seconds. 3 second party at the moment. Steve is coming out of the pit. Oliver then makes the move on Nibs.
I suppose in a way they are kind of slingshotting themselves around the place. How has Teabag not been disqualified?
Don't know. I really don't know.
Yes.
Also picks up 3 seconds as well. Also's on 12. He can't be far off. Teabag's 37 seconds of penalties. How? Unless it's because he got 10, there's 30 seconds worth of track limit penalties.
Yeah, but I know the last game, I think it was 27. Used to
Yeah.
disqualify you, maybe, maybe not. Teabag to bang on the soft slap 27, fastest lap, guaranteed. Oh, he's round again. I have no idea what is going on. The rear is just all over the place. As we have a yellow flag, and I think that is for Teabag. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
That car just seems undrivable. I wonder, does he even have a setup?
That's
Is
what
that
I'm
the issue?
thinking.
I don't
That's what
know.
I'm thinking. Whether it's placed him into park permit before he could even put a setup on. But normally you would if in Q1, wouldn't you? I'm not
Oh
sure now.
wow.
James Brown picks up 3 seconds. Teabag again, I'm guessing is off track. Is that Teabag or is that Nerf?
And he doesn't drink, so he's not drunk. Yeah, I feel for him. It's that's
It's not
difficult.
ideal.
No, that's hard.
Nibs round the outside of Oliver. These two need to be smart. I'm not too sure what the point
Airways
in
in.
battling too much is.
Don't think he has damage. He's going for the mediums to the end. Doesn't think the hards can do it. I thought they could, if I'm honest, but he has decided to box, and he's going to serve a penalty as well. Or was that just a glitch?
I think it's
Just
a
a glitch.
glitch, yeah. It like almost seems as if they're being held in the pits.
But he's dropped down to P10. I thought them hards could have went to the end.
Depends on what he thought the guys behind were going to do in terms of gaining, but they've all got penalties, so I'm not sure. Unless that's maybe playing into his thinking, he can catch
Well, I suppose, yeah.
some of
Everybody
these
ahead
guys
has a
back
penalty,
up,
bar
yeah.
Bobo and Nibs, but yeah. Maybe. Obviously going to be a lot quicker on them mediums now with minimal fuel as well as the end of the race approaches.
Now, the other interesting thing that we're going to need to pay attention to coming up to the end of this race is that gap between Bobo and Oloa. It jumps past 3 seconds and then Bobo reels them back in, but how much longer is he going to get away without this
I
DRS?
just think if I'm Nibs, I'm taking this win with penalties. I don't care. I suppose the other thing he has to be aware of is, maybe Alua got pushed off track. That
Yeah,
penalty could be appealed, but
yeah.
I'd be playing my. Oh, that is, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, it's fine. It was a lap car getting out of the way. Thought it was an issue. But yeah,
Right,
he that is the trade-off. If he can get Bobo down and finishing in P3 and the race win for himself, that's a big swing in points.
again, it's teetering on the edge of that 3 seconds. Still a fairly sizable amount of laps left to go. But again, is Oliver's off track again. Not got much battery either, so he's going to be struggling on top end speed. It's going to be fairly easy for Nibs, I'd imagine. No, I want that one. Nibs, yep. And there you go, then the gap is starting to build now that these two are starting to work together a little bit.
Yeah, and that's what they need to do, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there you go. Teabag has
Yeah,
been disqualified.
that was
So
bound to happen.
what did he end up with in the end, penalties wise? I'm interested.
106.
I'm definitely interested.
106.5. You know
Jesus.
what? To be fair, he hung it out as long as he could. He didn't
He
quit.
did, yeah, no, 100%.
Airways with the fastest lap, 124.6.
There's not really too many battles going on, is there, to be fair? It's quite spread out. Harvey jumping onto the softs. So, still hasn't recharged his battery, so that is going to be hindering him quite a bit down the straights. Nib's just happy to sit there. Very, very mature performance from Nibs this evening. As we've got... Who else we've got? We've got Airways about to make a move on James Brown. Goes down the inside. Gets the move done before breaking point. Into stand 1. And Airways back up to 9th. Let's have a look at the penalties ahead. So Osso's got 12. Full Send's got 3. Hindsight 3. Chip free game for 3. So he's going to have to get a bit of a wiggle on. So yeah, not really too much to report.
Yeah, if I'm Nibs, I'm just holding on. He has battery and he's going to go for it again. So they are slingshotting themselves around the track. 3.5 seconds out to Bobo.
Yeah, that keeps gaining every time they go down this DRS straight.
Yeah, Airways should
Yeah.
jump up quite considerably. By the time we get to the end of this race, he's definitely going to be on the back of them ahead.
Yeah. James Brown picks up another 3 seconds worth track limits.
Airways with another fastest lap, so yeah, he's making moves now. 5 laps to go.
Yeah, he's reeled in also considerably. Is there anyone else?
I suppose it's fortunate that it's his teammate. I don't think Oscar's going to hold him up at all.
No, definitely not. It would be silly too. That's Harvey takes fastest lap at 1:23.8. So Oliver down the inside of Nibs. That gap just starting to creep up again. Airways is on the back of
Ooh, got a yellow flag.
also.
That is a Haas in the pits. That's Ross. I think he's just going for fastest lap at this point, I would think.
Airways is past also. That wasn't very difficult at all. So good teamwork there from them two guys.
Yeah, defo.
Airways needs to find about 9 attempts to now take P7 from Dave with a penalty. Needs to find about 6 seconds to take.
See, this
P6.
is what I'm thinking, Harry. He pitted from he boxed from P6. Can he get back there or ahead? I'm not sure. If there's enough time left?
There's 7 laps, fresher tyres. It will be interesting. I mean, he's guaranteed himself P7 at the moment. But he needs to overtake Dave as quickly as possible as soon as he gets on the scene, and yeah, I don't think it's going to be enough time. But then again, what was his tyre wear like on them hards? Does he really think that he could have made it and not been overtaken anyway? And it's always a $1 million question.
Yeah.
That gap to Bobo is now almost at 4 seconds. These two playing it well. They have got a Haas in the way, which appears to be Steve. Steve, get out of the way. Well done. Airways is now within 2 seconds of Dave, so it could be tight. Could be very, very tight. Dave is almost within 3 seconds of a hindsight as well, so that is crucial.
Yeah,
That's crucial.
penalties will definitely.
Ottawa then takes the lead again.
Yeah, Nibs in a much better place for ERS. I think Nibs is just managing this. Obviously, it's 3.6 seconds to Bobo, and you know he's more or less 4 seconds behind Alloa. But a second in this game when you're racing is nothing, absolutely nothing.
No, I agreed. Agreed, and you don't actually realise you've lost that second until you've lost it. But just, I don't know, Bobo's now 3.3.
Yeah, a bit of a mistake there from Alloa. I think
Yeah.
Nibs has just been saving this battery for a push down the main straight, take the win on track.
Agreed, as Airways is 1.1 on the back of Dave now. Dave 3.3 off the back of hindsight, 3.1 now. So again, that could be crucial. I think Airways is just about going to do it. I think it's going to be able to get back to P6. Nibs overtakes Oliver then. As we are on the final lap of this race.
Yeah, Nibs can now use that battery to just push himself around. Yellow flag sector 3, that's a Red Bull, I think. Is that a Red Bull? Was that hindsight with an issue? No, it's not a Red Bull.
Airways,
it is Clay, I think, but he's already still on track.
Airways is in DRS of Dave. He makes the move.
Gap now between Bobo and Alloa is currently at 2/10 last lap.
Yeah.
Can Alloa hang on?
Airways is back in the 3 seconds of hindsight then. So
Bobo has an orange fuel light on.
He does. Red
His fuel light is flashing.
Yeah. Is
wow.
anyone else? Is anyone else?
No, nobody else. And there's a long ways to go in this lap.
There is. Nibs.
It's only... Oh, God.
That could be... Yeah, that's only just come on.
Yeah, Bobo's been on for a while.
Bobo is a 10th off now, though. He is not far off at all. He is maybe going to get a little bit of a toe from the Haas.
Oh, he just had a bad last corner. It's tight.
It's
tight. Oh, wow.
No.
10 to the bit.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
2/10. Good racing there. Nibs taking that checkered flag then. Gameful is having a little race with Chip to the finish line. I think they've both got penalties. So Gameful takes P4, Chip P5. Captain Hindsight is going to take P6 on track, but that will become P7 as Airways did make it back to his pre-pit stop position of P6. Airways taking P6 and Hindsight P7, Full Send P8. Also, it's gonna take... Yeah, no worries, mate. Also, it's gonna take P9 on track, but that could... Oh, he is gonna take P9 on track, so also just take P9. James Brown, P10. And Tox is gonna take P11 on track, but be knocked down to P12. So Nerf P11. And Tox at P12. Harvey will come home in P13. Closely followed by Pint Size in P14. Curly then takes P15 of the last of your lead lap runners. So just confirmation then, Nibs taking P1, Oloa Richie P2, Bobo P3, Gameful P4, Chip P5, Airways P6, Hindsight P7, Full Send P8, Osso P9, James Brown P10, Nerfpack P11 and Toxa P12, Harvey P13, Pint Size P14, Curly P15, Snorlax P16, Clay P17 and Ross finishing in P18, the last of the finishers, with Teabag and Ralphie not finishing the race. We will just get your podium sitters in. Bobo is in. Nips. Have you got Oliver?
They're all in the party, so
Just give me 1 sec, bud. Is Oliver joining?
no idea.
I think he never did, right? Before. I think he doesn't have a mic or something.
It's not good enough.
No, definitely not. I don't. So we'll.
He had the mic last time. He was in second place, I thought, Spinky last race. He had a mic then. I swear he did.
Why does the play together not work anymore? Let's try and get rid of it. I sent an invite. Just give it another couple of minutes.
Jesus.
Dog's just going mental.
We crack on.
Yes, mate. Let's do it. So we will start with Bobo. Obviously, good evening, Bobo. How are you?
Good evening, man. I'm a bit sick, but doing fine.
Yeah, get the excuses in early.
Yeah. I was just gonna skip straight past it, to be honest. I wasn't gonna give him no sympathy, to be fair. So obviously not great to hear you, not very well, but P3, still another podium, still points gained. Talk us through it from your perspective.
Yeah, it was quite a boring race. The quali was exciting, like in the top three. I think the top two was really close. And in the race after Captain Nibs, when he lost his car a little bit, I went to the yeah, what is it, sand or grind or something? I don't know
Gravel.
what's the yeah, gravel. So yeah, it cost me a few seconds, and then I tried to come back. Then we had a pit stop, all three of us at the same time. But I was a little bit careful. I lost time as well to them, and after that I pushed every lap, but couldn't catch. They had like DRS like the whole time. So, and I tried the last lap. I tried to be so close to Alua Ritchie because he had a penalty, but just not good enough for today. But I got a podium, so congrats to number one and two.
It was yeah, like you said, it was very close. I think it was like just under 2 tenths to Oliver Ritchie. Obviously, points gained for Nibs, but no doubt that you two will be back fighting again next week. But another good performance, Bobo. It's another good
Thank you,
podium. Very consistent, so it's good to see.
thank you, thank you.
Well done for this evening. Hopefully you feel better. Dan, have you got anything to add on
Yeah.
that one?
Yeah, I suppose it was just coming out. You were like 2 seconds behind after the pit stop, which made no sense because you all came in at the same time.
Yeah, true.
Nibs actually rammed Alua up the arse going into the pit lane. I have no idea
It
how
was
neither got a
slight
penalty.
tap. It wasn't a ram. It was
You
a slight love
fucking, you
tap.
steamrolled him. You could have killed him.
He didn't move. Didn't.
It
It
was,
was
yeah,
whiplash, mate. Whiplash.
it was tight. It was tight.
It was tight, but it's yeah. I slowed down enough, only just.
Yeah, I'd say so. Only just.
Yeah, I suppose. Look, obviously, they're slingshotting themselves along, but you know what? You did. It was so close. It was less than 2 tenths at the finish line. So Captain Nibs just pipping you in the drivers' championship. 5 races to go. What's
I'll
the
come
thought
back, man.
process?
I'll
What's
come
you
back.
just
No
do your
worries.
own thing?
I'll
Yeah.
come back.
There's a couple of races that I'm expecting you to sort of just absolutely dominate. To be fair, because
You're right,
yeah,
man. You're right.
Azerbaijan's one of them. I very much doubt I'll finish that race. So yeah, there's a good opportunity for you right there.
Yeah, we will see. We will be
Yeah.
close.
I'm looking
Thank you.
forward to this. I'm looking forward to the end of this. Very much so. We will. So obviously,
Alua
cheers,
has muted himself for some
yeah,
reason.
cheers to obviously Bobo for joining us. We will now move on to Oliver. Good evening, Oliver. How are you? Yeah, not too bad, thank you, mate. Obviously, unfortunate with the penalty, but still a good P2 in the end. Very, very close, just under 2 tenths. Back to obviously Bobo taking that P2 off you. Talk us through it from your perspective.
It was a good race. I was pushing hard for lap after lap, but by the time they lost CRS to me, I didn't know. All of a sudden, I just saw Meeks behind me, and I was shocked, like, wow, what happened? But that was a good race, and I was lucky because Bob was really quick. I don't know what happened, but it's all right.
Yeah, it, obviously Bobo fell off during the pit stops. You two then obviously controlled it from out front, but did you think that you could have broken that 3 seconds to Nibs?
No, 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 no. Nips is quick.
No,
Nips, Bobo, I don't think so. They're too quick.
they obviously you say it like they're very very quick, but you're just as quick. Obviously you shoot this evening staying with Nibs. Nibs obviously managed the race well with his ZRS management, but it's another good performance from you, Oliver. I think this is your second podium in a row now.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so it's a very very consistent performance from yourself, and another good P2. Obviously unfortunate about the penalty, but it's a good race nonetheless.
Yeah, thank you.
Anything to add
Yeah, do
there,
you know
Dan?
what? Yeah, I do actually. I mentioned it in quali. Your ERS on your laps, you were in medium at one point. Is that something? Because it happened to me on Friday night, sector one. I was on hot lap and I went back to medium after I put on the overtake and I went back to medium. Did you have that issue, or do you swap between the three different modes?
No, I don't like public place, but I use I don't use all that big slow.
Okay, I'm gonna go medium, so from now on, might get a
Yeah,
podium out of it.
100%. I'm just gonna turn it off. Just,
Absolutely.
yeah, just turn it off and make sure even quicker. That's
Inters.
quality. That is quality. Well,
Lovely.
whatever works. To be fair, mate, obviously you got the pace, so well done, very well done. So we will now move on to your race winner, Captain Nibs. Good evening, Nibs. How are you?
I'm alright, thank you. And yourself?
Living the dream as usual, bud. That was a good race, to be fair, from you all. It was a nice race to commentate on.
It was a
Um,
tough one.
yeah, talk us through it from your perspective.
I was kind of hoping to get pole. That was my plan, but thousands off. Uh, I know where I lost that time as well. I let go of the ERS button as I came off the back straight by mistake. I could have got
It's,
pole, but Bobo beat me to it again, as per you. I
Jesus,
just
man.
tried to stay with him, really. Just tried to stay with him for as long as I could. And then I managed to overtake him before the DRS opened up. And I instantly regretted doing that because he had DRS the next lap and took the place back. And it was just a case of staying behind him, really, and just biding my time until I pick an opportunity. I got past him and I had a little bit of a whoops going into that tight left-hander coming out of there. No, it wasn't. It was the two right-handers, wasn't it, Bobo? Going into that corner, I think.
Yeah, it was the second one.
Yeah, I lost it. Almost, that would have been my race over, to be fair. Lucky save. And I thought Bobo was going to disappear off in the distance, but he wasn't. I didn't realise I pushed you wide, so I do apologise for that, buddy.
It happens, man. Shit happens.
I was just lost it. I was so gutted. I was wheel spinning the entire time, trying to get straight again, and nearly lost it. So that's how otherwise Richie ended up with nearly 2 second gap.
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Then, to be fair, it's, the other thing I wanted to speak to you about was you make it hard for yourself on race starts by disqualifying yourself, didn't you?
I misjudged my braking point. I stopped too early,
It, it was
and then I couldn't move again.
it was a very, very good recovery, to be fair. Obviously, the race start, you managed to hold the position and even try and challenge into turn one, considering you were obviously quite far back. So it was a good recovery, good recovery start, very, very good. But again, very good performance, a very mature, as I said on stream. It was a very mature performance. You know, you
Yeah, I
knew that
heard that.
Oliver had the penalty. You knew that all you had to do was keep Bobo 3 point however many behind, and you've
Pretty
gained
much. And
yourself
just
some points.
as soon as Richie got that 3 second penalty, it was just I just calmed down a bit. There was no more sort of stress and stuff, and yeah, it was just staying behind Ottawa Richie and just trying to keep his DRS and slingshotting each other to try and keep that 3 second gap because I need him behind me so I get more points to Bobo.
Exactly
I only
that.
know that because I listened to you guys on the stream and it was like, actually, do you know what? That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, it's just, yeah,
I was
well,
going to just try and take it and then just try and disappear off into the distance, but he wasn't letting me. And then I thought, sod it, I'll stay where I am and just see what happens.
you do realise me and Dan pay for like we charge for this sort of stuff on stream.
I've got
So,
that stream right next to me the entire race, so I'm listening and racing. So I like to know what's going on.
no, it's a good way of thinking about it. Obviously, you know that you two are gonna create a bit of a gap with the DRS, and the more the more people that can finish ahead of Bobo and behind you, the better it is for you. And like Dan says, I believe now you may have taken the championship lead with 5 to go.
Lastly, it's Bobo is definitely going to be close between me and Bobo. I've looked at the calendar. There's a couple of tracks on there that aren't my favourite. I struggle at quite a lot, so
It's definitely going to be
very close.
it's going to be a real good end to the season. So, is anything to add there, Dan?
Yeah, I suppose, you know what? Look, Alawa joined the league. He's a pretty new driver.
Yeah.
Obviously, he came in through Bobo, which is kind of where we're at this stage. I'm not recruiting a whole pile. Just kind of, like recommendations are seems to be the way to go at the moment. You just get a better standard of driver in, but it's just testament to Alawa. He's, obviously he joined only a couple of races ago, so a championship isn't possible for him. But I love the
I
way
won't count him out off of a third place spot if he carries on getting podiums and stuff and getting near the race win. I definitely think he might be up there on the maybe third place, fourth.
yeah, but
Definitely.
like he just in terms of he didn't hand the place back to Bo to take P2. It wasn't his buddy working with him, and I just from a personal point of view appreciate that kind of driving. He's just on track. He's driving the same as anyone else. Obviously, with recommendations and stuff, we do get little, groups of friends and stuff. But to see everybody just racing the way it should, love it. And
It's good racing.
the last thing is to the three. Enjoy the next 5 races because
Yeah.
you won't be in tier 3 again.
No, not a chance.
Well,
Not
the
a
only
hope.
reason I got those times in this track is because I watched a few of the T1 lads, and yeah, so got them to
Yeah,
thank.
full time was
And
a
my
half a
teammate
tenth
as well.
faster than my time.
It was probably about a second quicker than my time, so
Yeah.
mental times by you guys. But yeah, again,
Captain, but Captain, you're
just
giving yourself the underdog.
he's giving himself the underdog title.
Yeah, the mind games. The
He-
mind games are starting.
They have, yeah.
As I said, it's the business end of the season. 5 races to go. Somebody DNFing all of a sudden out of nowhere, it can just change things so much.
Oh yeah, I mean, I didn't even think I'd have a run in for the standards at all after race 3. So I got a DNF, and then I think Bobo got a DNF at one point, and it just sort of brings you straight back into it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 DNFs.
Long ways to go, but yeah, definitely interested to see how it plays out for sure.
This will be the
Jesus, man.
last civilised conversation you hear between Captain Nibs and Bobo for the rest of the season.
No, we're pretty good. We chat and sort of keep it civil.
It's game on, man. It's game on.
Friendly competition.
You hate each other, let's be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
If you get ahead of me in Baku, I'm just gonna miss the brake pedal.
Yeah, exactly.
That
I'm the
works.
underdog, so.
Yeah, that
I'll
definitely works.
do a Ricardo going into the back of Max.
I mean, that's definitely one way to win it. So,
I've got to stay ahead somehow. From this point on, if I just keep taking him out, I'll win.
Yeah, you won't be long running out of SLPs, that's the only thing.
no, yeah, definitely not. Can you afford 12 points taken off?
I don't know. It's more fun racing, to be fair. I don't like contact; it scares me. And there was a few hairy moments with Richie. It wasn't like anything. It was coming out of that first corner when you're trying to fight side by side. It can get, because I want to get on the power earlier, and I nearly spun it into him at one point. That's why I gave the place back.
I hope you guys crashed, man.
Yeah, it was close. It was a couple of times going into
I was
turn
hoping.
2.
I was hoping that.
What did I say? It literally lasted 30 seconds before you start becoming uncivil, hoping for crashes. No, but again, guys, really good performance by all 3 of you this evening. That will obviously conclude this evening's racing entertainment. Where are we next week? We are in Vegas for round 10. So obviously,
We've won that one, by the way.
hopefully, obviously, you guys can join us either on the Friday at 8:30 for tiers 1 and 2. If not, obviously, next week, next Sunday at 8 o'clock for tier 3. I'd like to thank you all for joining us. Thank the podium sitters for joining us. And obviously, thanks to Dan for joining me on comms this evening. It is always a pleasure. That will be
Catch you guys later, man.
King Lockman
Thanks,
over
chaps. Good
and
race
out.
again. See you next week.